Hey YouTube, coming at you with my third Holiday Cup team. This one is so close to what I put out as my top team. I put out Altaria, Lanturn, Vigoroth because thought all of them were pretty safe in this meta. Someone in the comments mentioned, Whimsicott's going to be an issue for that team. And I'm like, yep, you are right. So I wanted to still try the core of Altaria and Lanturn. So what I did, so two things. Why? One, I put in Frostlass as a safe swap. Uh, And I still wanted to use this team like with Frostlass because one, I'm not seeing a lot of Whimsicots, quite honestly. And two, everyone knows, if you saw my video yesterday, um, Palossand is everywhere just as a super wall because everyone's using Vigoroth, so everyone's using that as a wall to Vigoroth. So Frostlass obviously will destroy that with the Passionate Avalanche, but then Altaria also does extremely well against it because Mud Shots are resisted, so they can only throw Shadow Balls. So it's a pretty decent matchup there. Lantern's a pretty rough matchup. If I could switch it to Water Gun and run Water Gun, but there's so many Lanturns out there too. Like there's definitely some mirror matches in here, so Spark is kind of like needed for Lanturn in my opinion. So let's look at the battles and see how this team plays out. Right, like this is not planned. It was just like this Pokemon, despite being very low ranked, is everywhere just because it is an absolute wall to Vigoroth. Because they only have a Shadow Ball, I felt like I was safe to shield that. I basically just let Altaria resist the Talonflame, and obviously Lanturn resist all the moves on Talonflame. So what I did was I just farmed up as much as I could on Altaria, taking those resisted Incinerates. So I have a bunch of moves coming out. Plus now I still get my Lanturn on this. I could just take this down and come out with two moves. They will probably get another fly off though if I did that, which would mean that I'd be like one Mud Shot away from being taken out. So I was like, maybe I can get to two moves here. They try and like farm all the way, which they don't. So good timing on their part. But because I was able to load up on the Altaria, I have a move there. But also, this was smart for two reasons. So I have a move on Altaria. I'm going to be taken down here. I come in Frostlass for two reasons. One is I can do super effective against this. The second one is if you have a Palossand and you have a Talonflame, you probably need an answer to like Altaria, like a Flyer Dragon, because it just kind of beats that, right? So that was my thought process. Like maybe if this thing has like A9 or something like that in the back, like or Wigglytuff or something, I probably need some energy advantage on Frostlass. So come with Frostlass and they instant swap into theirs, and that now allows me to just go straight Shadow Ball. Because even if they bait, just getting that one extra Powder Snow ahead means that even if they bait, we're still at best going to CMP on the next move, and I will win the CMP. So they baited, that's fine. I'm at Shadow Ball. Maybe they're even one short, but they probably have it now though. But does not matter because Shadow Ball to a Shadow A9 takes it out. They come back in here. I'm chipping here. They take me out here, but then I have like a move and a half on Altaria. So Altaria will take this down with ease. You can live you can definitely live one Shadow Ball too. So Altaria versus Vigoroth. Again, there's still a ton of Vigoroth. The problem is with the Vigoroth matchup now is this Rock Slide is a huge improvement in this matchup. What was such a dominating matchup where you can just like tank multiple body slams. You're now hitting super effective Rock Slide. So like this is actually a terrible matchup now. Just how spammy it is to get to a super effective move. As you can see, they're going to get to another one here. I'll have to take it. Actually, I'm going to double shield. So for two reasons. One is I think that Altaria, unless I'm going to get absolutely punished here. So the thing is, if I'm going to get punished with like an A9 or something like that, I'm going to switch to Lanturn right away. If it's any sort of neutral matchup, Altaria is so tanky that it's going to be able to tank a bunch of moves. So if I know it's going to be a super effective Rock Slide and it's going to take me down to the red, I would rather just shield that super effective move, still be tank, still have energy, and that as long as they don't get like super hard punished that I have to instant swap, I'll probably be able to Dragon Breath a ton, Sky Attack or Moonblast, depending on what it like. If the Lanturn comes in, I'll be able to chip a ton here, right? So farm down. I know I'm doing 2 shields. There's your Lanturn, right? So that's kind of one of the only best options they have here. Moonblast won't be anywhere near enough to take out, but I grab 1 shield back. They're gonna have to throw a Thunderbolt. They are farming a bit, and they will be able to take me out probably from this range. But I grabbed the shield and I took it down to now Thunderbolt range on theirs. I just short of getting to a Sky Attack. So now it is going to be a close race. They should be able to outpace me because they actually farmed up quite a bit there. So they will get to the second Thunderbolt before I get to second. But if I go straight here and they shield, they will get to second Thunderbolt. But that's okay because they're not going to get there that much more before I get to, yeah. So they kind of have to dump their energy, which means that Frostlass is going to be close to getting a full farm down here. Actually, it will CMP, so I throw right on. So good catch here on the double. So it is at Surf right now. This can only throw payback. So 3, 4, 5. I'm going to throw it right before they get to the move because payback would KO me. So dump that there. And now it's a question of, can Frostlass live a Thunderbolt from this range? And 7-15 attack IVs coming in clutch here. Able to live that. 1 HP left for the Avalanche. So terrible lead here. Have to come Lanturn. Get hit with a Go Lurk. And this is where, you know what? In this meta right now, I honestly think that Water Gun is better on Lanturn. There's so many grounds in the mid game here with Golurk and Palossand. And the question is, when do you need electric? You need electric for 2 reasons that I can think of. One is for the mirror match, and it's a big reason. That is a pretty big reason to need it. And the second is if you're against like an Altaria, because Altaria or another like a Dragonite, because doing resisted water guns that now take longer to get to Thunderbolt, not great. Longer to get to Thunderbolt or less damage? I am just like, I'm pretty sure it is similar. It's either the same energy and slightly less damage or slightly less energy. Spark versus water gun. Okay, same damage, less energy. So both 3.6 damage per turn. Spark gives you 3.5 energy per turn as opposed to water gun, which gives you 3. So, and then it's a 1 versus 2 turn move. Spark is 2 turn, and then water gun's 1. So if you are going to use, so the question is, I've actually done a full video. If you haven't watched that video yet, why do you use water gun over spark? Because on paper, same damage, less energy. It's just like in any neutral matchup, you want spark. The only reason that you would run water gun is you want to like hit super effective on something that would otherwise resist. So basically ground is the only reason you'd want to run water gun. I mean, I guess there's like fire and stuff, but I feel like most fires you're going to beat handily anyway. So whether you have spark or water gun on fires, doesn't matter. So really the only reason that you want water gun is if you're trying to go after those ground type Pokemon. Go Lurk, Palossand, if we're talking about the Open Great League, all the Mud Boys, right, where Spark is resisted, water gun would be neutral, so you want that in that perspective. But otherwise, Spark is the better move. And Spark in this meta is Altaria, the ones off the top of my head. I mean, again, I don't care about Skarmory. I don't care about Charizard or Talonflame because you're going to beat those anyways. It's just water gun would be better in this meta against the electric Pokemon, Magnezone, Pachirisu, Togedemaru. You'll be, and then all the ground, Stunfisk, Um, you'd hit super effective against Graveler. All the fires you'd hit super effective against. So I honestly think Water Gun Lantern. Okay, so in the rankings on PvP Poke, Water Gun Lantern is the best ranking. It's number 3. I do think the majority of people are using Spark because they're covering their Altaria and they're covering their mirror match weakness. If the meta stays the way that it's been here, I think I would probably actually go Water Gun Lantern. For the sole reason that you can cover. I just think it gives you. There's more things that you hit super effective against, or at least neutral with water than, right? You'll pick up all the fires. You'll do way better against the electric. You'll hit neutral. No, you'll hit super effective against the ground instead of hitting resistance. So there actually are a lot of pickups. So I actually might go water gun over Spark Lantern if I was gonna run it again, which I may. Like I don't know what I'm gonna run for the rest of this week. So they shield once. I shield right back. They're gonna outpace here. I will live if I want to. But it looks like I'm gonna do the same thing and commit the 2 shields. I've already got 1 from them. I would not be surprised if I'm double weak to rock, so if the only catch I can do is on Lantern, which I don't know if I want to give up switch here. I think you can live. I think it'll be close, but I think you can live and take this in the 2s because you can just Dragon Breath it down. Yeah. So it's just a bulk coming through there. And again, note my 0-14-14 IVs. Those definitely came into play in that matchup there. Which now I get a Sky Attack off and get my double super effective Frostlass on Gligar. And they're not getting out, which means they're probably weak in the back to this too. Yeah. Arctibax. This is, I really need to, I've caught 1 of these things and I've gotten 2 through hatches and that's all I've had. So I'm going to try and grab a shield here or take this out. If I remember, they shield and get a second move off. So Arctibax is quite strong. Like, I could shield and take switch if I want, but there's no real point. And at this point, it's now just getting those resisted sparks because you probably have at least, at best, a decent matchup, right? Unless they're running triple dragon. Which, can you even run triple dragon in this meta? Yeah, you can. I've done Dragonite and Altaria already, and then Arctibax is there. So you could theoretically run triple dragon in this meta if you wanted to. But outside of that, unless I'm getting hit with maybe they have a ground in the back, but a ground I can still get the surf off. Just getting ahead on Spark means they probably don't have an answer to this in the back. Immediately, I come and snipe. What is in the back? A freaking Steel Wing Skarmory, which is now destroying my Frostlass. I go straight Shadow Ball, which is unfortunate because I thought if I landed the Shadow Ball, I can maybe like farm down. But as you're going to see here, that is not the case. So they get the complete farm down, and now they're at 2 moves. So I'm going to lose here. I think there's a couple more battles. I didn't go off as much as I did on my Saturday video, which I guess now that is Monday, I'm filming this Saturday night, but now that this is going up Monday, 2 things with this channel. One is, now let's just start like, how was your community day? As someone who actually did the community days this year, and by I mean I was out for like an hour grocery shopping and just like caught a few. I didn't even play this weekend. I went out for like half an hour on Saturday during 2 to 2:30 and did some catching there, and then Sunday tomorrow is my wife's birthday, so no, we're not going to be doing anything for that. So like again, I don't really care about this weekend. I evolved some Pokemon that I had, but for the most part, I already had Pokemon evolved anyways. I think it was like a few more Ace Sandslaches that I caught shadow versions of that I powered up. So there's that, but otherwise, um, it was kind of a whatever weekend. In terms of this channel, so I'm gonna go over this. I will go over this again if you're watching this now. Hello, but I will go over this in my recap. Um, I'm gonna do like a recap of the year sort of thing, with like top shinies, top this, but also like talking about the channel. And the channel this year, let me look up my stats for 2023. 2023 has been um, insane for this channel, but it's been insane for the growth compared to last year because I am putting out so many more videos this year than I was last year. Last year, I was doing just one every day. For the most of, I would say, the last few months, anyways, I've been doing 2 videos a day for most of the time, plus a short sometimes just to feed that short YouTube algorithm. Try and get subscribers that way. And it's helped. So if you're looking at my stats at this point, 3.1 million views, which is up 89% from this time last year. 265,000 watch hours, 116% increase from that last time. 6.5 thousand subscribers, which is 14% increase. So again, not amazing, but this game for all the content creators talking about how their views are crap and their game is dying, like to actually increase percentage wise subscribers is great. But for those of you who have been subscribed to me for a while, know my schedule and know my life. And for those of you who don't, I'm definitely not like your other content creators. I'm 36. I'm 10 years into my full-time career. I've got 2 young kids, an almost 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So my day right now has been wake up at 6 a.m. before the kids are awake, do all 5 sets. On the day, I have 2 days in the office now. So on the days I'm in the office, I'm on the bus at like 7 a.m. If I'm working from home, I start at 9. So I'm with the kids from 7 till 9. Work 9 to 5. Dinner. I get the kids baths at 6:30. I get them to bed at 7:30. I edit 2 videos from 8. Get these, like the battle set up and get these Pokemon and typings and all the things that you see on the screen set up from like 8 to 9:30. I shoot 2 videos from 9:30 till 10:15. I upload both. I edit the one that's going up tomorrow. Like, both of them are going up tomorrow, so I have to like timestamp, just get all that set up, thumbnails, all that stuff, and that takes me about 10:30, 10:45, and then I go to bed and I do it all again. It's a lot. I'm wearing down. Like I'm just physically exhausted right now, and it's because of this, but it's also because like work is absolutely crazy right now with my files, and I'm running solo right now on all these files. So it's just like I'm worn out. And although you can't see it, I am 6'2". Like on paper, I'm not bad. I'm probably like 6'2", 195 pounds, which is not bad, but this is the heaviest I've been in my entire life, by at least 10 to 15 pounds. And when I was in my 20s and something like that, it was like I was like 6-pack and muscular, and now I'm just like old man dad bod. So I do want to start like take the king route, and again, I can't do what King does because King doesn't have kids and stuff like that. So I can't like. Plus, I've had 3 knees. So what you don't know about me is I've had 3 knee surgeries, so it's not like I can go running and stuff. It'd just be a lot of weight training and stuff. But I need to start getting back into shape. So all that to say is, I don't think that the schedule I'm on right now is sustainable. You probably will see a couple, like still 2 videos for like at least a couple weeks. I've got some like banked videos I want to do. I talked about algorithm and an end of the year recap, stuff like that. So I got some of those that I want to do. Haven't shot them yet, but we'll see if I can do that in the next week. Um, but I would not be surprised if come January you're not seeing 2 videos a day anymore. Like I wouldn't be surprised if some days you'll get 2 videos, but I feel like for the most part you're gonna start seeing like one and maybe a short every time, because I just don't think it's sustainable right now. Again, it's tough for me looking at these stats and like as a type A personality being like, it's nice to see like views almost 100% up, watch time over 100% up, a game that's dying 14% higher in like a GBL small niche, right? So it's nice to see the stats, the revenue, the revenue, the revenue's not inconsequential, um, but it's inconsequential compared to my full time job. It's like an eighth of what I make in my yearly career. So think about how many videos I've put out this year, and it's probably close to like 500 plus shorts, and I've made like 1/8 of what I do in my career job. So that gives you perspective of like how financially this is not this is not it. This is just like a hobby that I like doing for fun, but it's just kind of now it's getting to me. But I'm gonna definitely keep putting out videos, but just maybe not putting out like 10 to 12 a week like I have been. But anyways, thanks for watching if you're here. Thanks for the support. It's been a good year, and I will see you guys in the next one.